We got involved with the homeowners shortly after they had seen our website. They had done some research online.
The homeowners on this project were really wonderful to work with. They had a very clear idea of what they wanted as a finished product.
On this project, it was really wonderful working with Bob and Nate. They're excellent builders that have embraced energy-efficient home construction.
One of the keys to having a project be so successful, it's about having a team that's on the same page that communicates.
Before we start incorporating the mechanicals into the design or the renewable systems, we start with the shell of the building. We start with a thermal envelope, because that's when we're targeting the highest R values that we can possibly get, the most efficient windows we can get, and that dictates what the losses are in the building.
This project was a little different than many of the projects we've done in that it came mostly as a modular. It had sheetrock up on many of the walls when it showed up. The difficulties come in that you are working in a more or less finished space at that point.
The three things that I usually pinpoint as priorities are super insulation or more insulation, airtightness, and better doors and windows. So once you get those three things nailed down, then you can start putting together the components of a net zero home.
Making a thermal envelope work is just a few extra steps. It takes a commitment to implement those steps more than a lot of extra money to do it.
Some of the other elements that go into the building here, they've used triple glazed windows, air source heat pumps, which have an exceptional efficiency for heating and cooling. Also, a heat pump water heater. As we get closer to finish, the house is outfitted with ENERGY STAR lighting and ENERGY STAR appliances.
We used a few finishes we'd never worked with before. Metal siding was one of them. There's a learning curve with that. It's a great siding when you're all done. You'll never have to paint it. It'll never rot.
This home, before even incorporating the renewables in here, this house had a HERS score of 35. This house has more than 12 kilowatts of on-site renewable power from the solar system. So after incorporating the renewables, it brought that HERS score down to -16.
The challenge is a really important program for us because it brings more awareness to the type of homes that we're building.
I think it's great for New Hampshire, and it allows them to prove to New Hampshire and to the rest of the world that it can be done, and it can be done within budget, without building a very expensive home. This can be done. It's achievable.
Beautiful, sustainable, attainable. Those three things are really important. We're thrilled that this project won. It really are.
This technology works. It's not hocus pocus. It's not a myth. It's real.
We feel at the core of our hearts in our firm, we really believe that we can save the world house by house. It's something that we are just passionate about.